Hey Bobby Jr., what's up? Yeah, I think you're right. I should go take a nap really quickly. No. 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 Not the bag green shorts. Not the oversized baggy sweaters. This is all for a bit. This looks too silly. I'm gonna pull this down just because I need to see my face when I edit. Hey everyone, so welcome back to my channel where I'm joking about having a quarter life crisis, and today we are talking about filmmaking, specifically with me and short films. It's been about almost 4 years since I last produced my last short film, which was called Take On Me, and that was a submission for the 48-hour film fest. 48-hour film festivals are no joke just because everything has to be done within a certain time parameter. And then on top of it, after the film was done and it was screened, I think I went back and decided to do a film festival circuit for it just to see if there would be any other places that would take it and watch the movie. So a bit of a clarification, the movie Take On Me was actually made during 2018's 48-hour film fest, which, to summarize, the goal is to make a 4 to 7 minute short film that uses certain props, dialogue, as well as characters, and all of that has to be done within 48 hours. The process is grueling. When we filmed it, I don't believe we didn't finish production until 12 o'clock, so I think I was left with maybe about 20 hours to edit. And I think for me, I barely got my film into drop-off. There's a lot that happened during that movie's production, and I wish I did differently. But my main one that I regret the most was probably the color correction. When we initially submitted it to the 48-hour, I believe I submitted the uncorrected one by accident. So when we saw it get screened at the film festival, it looked like it was very underexposed at certain shots. So I went back and brought up some of the shadows, as well as I fixed or I color corrected some of the tints that we're seeing on screen. That film specifically had a longer lifespan than a lot of other 48-hour films. Generally speaking, when it comes to like these type of competitions where films are done with a certain time frame, they usually don't get screened at other film festivals. Generally, the only ones that get screened at other festivals are the winners. And as someone who didn't really understand what a film festival circuit was, I didn't learn that at all in college, at least not enough to really make informed decisions. So I had made it a goal for the short film Take On Me to be submitted to other festivals to see if I could get in. Also, just to clarify what a film festival circuit is, it's pretty much me submitting it to other film festivals and then creating a timeline of when and where those films would be screening, depending on if they got accepted. Sorry, that sounds a little wordy, but that's how it makes sense in my brain. I think in total I had submitted to about 8 other festivals, and I believe it only got accepted to 2 as well as 1 local screening. So in total, Take On Me had a film festival circuit of 3. Film festival circuits are confusing. I always thought it was something that had to be done if you wanted to be a filmmaker. And again, the thing that sucked about at my university was that film festivals weren't really taught. We went to I think a couple of big ones, but it was just, and they never really talked about the process of getting your movie submitted and accepted. I think the cost for it versus getting it, just posting on YouTube is super exorbitant, mostly because from what I was gathering when I was looking at prices, generally entry costs range from $25 to maybe $200. It's definitely not cheap change. So for me, I never really submitted to like the big names. I only submitted to like some smaller end festivals, so that way it's like helps me spread out my budget. I don't know if I can recommend submitting it to like mostly just lower ends. I think the big thing you're going, if people were to submit to film festivals, just make sure to do the research to see if there's any value behind submitting it. Because of the ones I submitted it to, probably Jasper Film Festival was probably the best one, and it helps now after I submitted back in 2018 that the film festival is now a best bang for your buck film festival. So what has changed recently that's made me want to make short films again? God, there's so many things I could talk about that probably would freak out normal people in terms of how much I'm ranting. For the first time in like forever, like I think making a short film is actually tangible again. And for me, there's like a lot to unpack here. I brought this up in like a previous video, but I work for a company called Youth Cinema Project, which is a subsidiary of a film festival called The Leaf. With like fall fast approaching, I returned again for like a second year, which means I was gonna get new students for my YCP classes. Currently, we're writing scripts right now, which has gotten me really interested in wanting to write my own scripts again. Especially with the second class I'm working with. A lot of these are students I had worked with previously from last year, and I'm really seeing how much more creative these kids are being than previously. So again, just really want to like show them like I myself am still a filmmaker as I teach them. It's also been like super encouraging for me too, because the co-mentor that I have right now, his name is Francisco Alvarez. Freaking awesome dude. While we drive to work, we talk about film as well as creativity and what we could do to kind of better ourselves as filmmakers. I can't wear this wig anymore. I'm going to take it off really quickly. I swear to God, if this shit curls away, I need to burn this house down. So since I made my last short film, I've been keeping myself busy with a lot of freelancing work. My mentor, who I kind of joked around that I was becoming more and more like him, Nils Myers, is someone that's been keeping me busy, as well as whatever context I still have from like my previous freelance opportunities. So currently, most of my work has been a lot of green screen music videos, as well as doing documentary series. And so for me, I think that's not enough narrative to the point where I need to sprinkle it back in. I think it would be good for me if I did some more short films. Another reason why I wanted to come back and make short films again was because of YouTube. As you guys know, I've been doing a lot more YouTube videos, and these videos have helped me a lot in terms of public speaking. I still think it gets really hard for me because there are times when I choke up, as well as there are times when I feel like, maybe I'm too shy. But like, I really just enjoyed like just being able to rehearse as well as enunciate my words in terms of like making these YouTube videos, and it just helped me a lot. Something that I've noticed with the content that I do watch on YouTube, I think I want to be doing and putting out more to kind of help out other people as well. There's this YouTuber named Ponysmasher, who's David F. Sandberg. He's the director of Annabelle Creation, as well as he directed Shazam. He is also the creator of Lights Out, which was based off a viral short film he made with his wife Lota. I think he's like currently my favorite YouTuber because of the way he breaks it down in terms of how he made his short films, but also he just does stuff too to kind of help himself grow too. So I think he is like a great example of like what YouTube can do for individuals as well as do for the community. I also find him inspiring too because he's introverted like me. I think he's like a great example of like why filmmakers need to kind of brand themselves too. I think when it comes to like making content, it's like super important for someone to be able to represent and articulate oneself and beliefs. That way you're not really hiding behind like a corporation, but you're just yourself, your own person. I think that's one of the ideas too, and that's something that I generally see a lot of filmmakers struggle with. And these aren't just the ones that went to like school, like film school. These are just filmmakers in general too. But in all seriousness, aside from my rant, like making another short film would help me out very much, not just creatively or even professionally, but I think it would help me out emotionally and spiritually. I think since like COVID, there's just been like a lot of things that I feel like just keep pushing me down. And this in a span of 1 year, I had moved like twice. I also had lost my job too at the beginning of COVID, and I didn't get a new one until like maybe 2021, which was like the YCB job. So currently I'm taking care of a home that I don't feel like I'm ready for. And this is something that's not even mine too. Like, I'm currently just taking care of it for like my father until he moves in. These last 2 months have really like tested me too in terms of like my patience and like just my overall sensibilities. Back in July, I got into a small car accident that left my vehicle in disarray for about 2 months, and it wasn't until recently that I was able to finally get it back. But you know, since then I've made it like my goal to like now like try to look for a new car, which that in itself has been like a really rough process too, because you know, even though I have money saved up for like this vehicle, it doesn't feel good being told by banks or people that I am not making enough to essentially buy a new car. Again, I have it saved up, but it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't make me feel like an adult. Not all bad things have been happening. Around the same time when I got into the car accident, I also adopted a little dog named Monty. He's been like my little buddy. I also got engaged too this year. Didn't really need to make an announcement, but seems like 2022 was a year that I just wanted to like kind of slap me down a lot, but also bring me up. Like, there's been a lot of trial and tribulations, like a lot of good, but also like just a lot of awful stuff too. I'm feeling so energized right now from all this talking about depressing shit. For me, I already know that this is a lot to experience in like 1 year alone, and right now, like, all I can really take from these experiences as trials and tribulations, and just hoping that like some good's gonna come out of it. Like me getting engaged is like probably my biggest highlight right now this year, as well as me fostering a little puppy named Monty. Enough of this depressing crap. I think I'm feeling energized enough to make a short film now. Hey everyone, so thanks for sticking to the end of the video. This was a pretty emotionally charged video for me, and I appreciate everyone taking the time out of their day to watch this video until the very end. There's still a lot more work for me to do, since this also requires me to juggle around some things to make sure I do this short film. But you know, that's like one of the cool things, is just filmmaking is the art of problem solving. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who made the KJ fabrication slideshow video, my #1 video of September. I am a bit baffled as to how that broke my currently most viewed video of 234, but you know, I will gladly take it. Although, I guess, albeit, I do believe that this is just due to Android coming out. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. If you can, please remember to like and comment on this video. It definitely goes a long way in terms of building engagement for my channel. Take care, everyone. I will see you guys for the next video. Bye.